ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow. So we're back, and I'm gonna, we've been through, we're in the hour 27 and a half now. So we're gonna, I'm gonna wear this shirt and tie for the first corporate sponsor. Red tie, comfortable, dark greenish shirt. No, I don't think there's any such company. So we'll get this out. We'll try to get Walter back up at some point. I'll do a little catfish, and we'll see if we can find Walter. Okay, hold on. There you go. So when we left off a few minutes ago, it was okay, hold on. Lil's on the Cat in the Hat phone. Yeah. Lil's on. She's here. The Calico Cat turned to Calico Stone, and you can see that head, tail, and all the former fluffiness in between. So okay, Lil's on her phone. Okay, and I don't know why she's on the phone, because she's here, but that's part of being omnipotent, I guess. So let's see, Nickelodeon phone. Hey, did you bump up? Okay, I think Basil on back in one of the previous hours of the Basil-Athon 2016, or as Basil calls it, the 2016 Basil-Athon. No, he actually calls it the Basil-Athon 2016, because proper pronunciation on the first part of it is necessary. The year is fairly non-consequential. So, and another note, Basil wants me to remind everyone, every year is Year of the Cat. We've got an audience. We've got the Denver Broncos here, and we might want to show the camera on the Denver Broncos. because they're very attentive, and they're dressed in their uniforms, and that's I think that shows, and that's a testament to their dedication, even in the off season, even if it's late February and it's been almost a month. It's been a couple of weeks since they manhandled, their defense manhandled the Carolina Panthers. Sorry, Basil. Even though it's been a month almost since that happened, and it was a good thing because Peyton Manning. I was going to say John Elway, but that's a couple decades earlier that John Elway didn't do too well in a couple or 3 or 4 Super Bowls. But Peyton Manning, he hung in there. He did what he had to do when he had to do it. And thankfully, he didn't have to do very much of anything through most of the game because the defense was there, giving him opportunity after opportunity after opportunity by dint of their incredible pass rush. And actually, have some of they look kind of porkish looking, so I think they're probably more than likely. Looks like the defensive linemen. I mean, there's one of them that's white, and that's probably Peyton Manning. But so here you go. So we're getting calls in from, and I got to go back over the list because we did have a list here that told us a little bit about the cats of the Republican candidates, and it's some of those cats apparently have taken their people home. Let's see who's gone home with their person. G.W. Albatross, it's Jeb Bush's cat, finally snagged him by the collar and took him home. We're going through the names because one of them's probably on the phone. Maybe they're all on the phone. Let's see. Rand Paul's cat, Curly Locks, took his person, Rand Paul, home a while back. Mike Huckabee's cat, aptly named Nope, took him off to a Ted Nugent concert where they can commiserate about how it's Christians are belittled and bothered and mistreated, and everybody else in the world are the abusers, and Christians are the people that are being abused worldwide. Let's see who's Chris Christie's cat, Screamer, finally screamed loud enough and took Chris Christie back to New Jersey. And fortunately, they were going the other way across the GW Bridge, so they didn't get caught in any traffic jams. And I still can't figure out. Basil's looks at me and he rolls his eyes, and he said, rolled his eyes and said, said, what more proof do you need that Christians are being belittled, battered, treated badly by everybody else in the world? What more evidence do you need than the fact that, well, first of all, Chris Christie, with the name Christ in his last name, out of the presidential campaign, couldn't even make it on the Republican side. Florida, yeah, Charlie Crist, who got again, Crist, there you go. What that about says it all. He got beat out. He got pushed to the wayside by I think it was Marco Rubio in a Senate primary. Later on, tried to run for something or other. I think governor again. Tried to regain his governor's seat on the Democratic Party side because the Republican Party, as he said, had shifted so far to the right that right was, aside from being completely wrong, right was as far right as you can get and then some. So there you go. So there's your evidence of that. Now other conspiracy theories. Okay, we do the Basil. Did you know that we were going to get calls in from Antonin Scalia's cats? And they're there together, apparently, because I hear, I hear a chorus. Let's see if I can get the speakerphone on and get, let's see. Okay, and there's the one that's apparently a rapper. No. Okay, hold on. That's it. One of his cats is a rapper. I'm not sure which one, but he's got, or he had, or they had him. These three cats were the house cats of Antonin Scalia. There's nativist, okay, nativity, and naive. That's them. Basil said, meow, 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 meow. I know. I reached out to them. I know them by name. You don't have to tell me anything. Okay, so do you guys know what's going on with this? What Basil's got on tap for this hour, for this half hour, the second half of the hour number 27 of the Basil-Athon? Apparently they do. Said they're scholars when it comes to assassinations, and they know the entire story behind the assassination of John F. Kennedy in Dallas, Texas. I mean, they wrote the script for Stephen King's classic story made into a movie a little over 2 years ago on the 50th anniversary of the Kennedy assassination. Said they. Which one of you is talking now? Apparently, they all talk in unison because they learned early on that in order to be cats of Antonin Scalia, you need to be of one mind. You needed to not deviate from the old man's thoughts. So we've got nativist, nativity, and naive. Antonin Scalia's three cats are it. And apparently they're claiming that they had a descendant who was there. Actually, they're on the grassy knoll. Well, actually, they had one on the grassy knoll. They had one up in the floor above, where Lee Harvey Oswald set up his gun in an attempt to kill John Kennedy. And they had one under the feet of the driver of the vehicle that was carrying Governor Connally, his wife, and Mr. and Mrs. Kennedy. And that cat, on cue, jumped under the gas pedal and slowed the car down. And that's part of that story. Okay, so at any rate, this doesn't really qualify as news. This hardly even qualifies as television. Okay. Basil said, hold on. One second, quick, Basil. I think it's got a fourth cat there named ZJ. So I'm going to put you down for a second. Hold on. No, I'm not going to put you down. I'm going to put down the receiver of the phone while we. Listen, before you go on, you really need, in all fairness, to mention by name the cats that have humans that are still in the Republican primaries, because there are still 4 of them. We've gone from 1712. They tried for 1776 just as a show of patriotism, but they could only get up to 1712 actual candidates. But we whittled it down to 4 now. And important to note. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to mention it. Okay, we've got the cat of John Kasich. Cat's name is Too Moderate to Win, and apparently he does a little bit of live crewing rapping. We've got Ben Carson. Oh, you know what? They're always leaving the women behind. Way over here on the far right of the page, apparently this is lean back to the candidates, the cats whose candidates are now no longer part of the Republican primary. And there was Carly Fiorina's house cat, Golden Parachute. So there, we mentioned it. We mentioned her. So done. Okay, so we've got John Kasich's Too Moderate to Win. We've got Ben Carson's house cat, Whisper. You know, that's the way he says it. I'm sorry. You know, maybe we'll try to put it up on the screen, or maybe I'll get the megaphone or something. What can we do? Okay, Whisper. Okay, that's 2 of the 4 that are left. We've got Ted Cruz. 2 of the 5. Well, there's 4 candidates, and there's the winner, Donald Trump. So we've got candidate Ted Cruz, whose house cat is Canadiana Anna. We've got Marco Rubio's house cat, named after his grandfather, by the way, the grandfather that came to America with Marco Rubio's parents to escape their fear of escape Castro's takeover of Cuba. And they're so prescient that apparently they came here 5 years before Castro even thought about starting the revolution. So Marco Rubio's house cat, named after his grandfather, Rubio del Rubio. Okay. And lastly but not leastly, Donald Trump. He's got 12 cats, and every one of them is named Whitey. And that's an easy one to explain, so I won't bother. So, okay. Basil said, meow, 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 meow. I said, first of all, put the phone down for a second. There. put it down in a way that they can still hear us and we can still hear them. But time to hand out on the half hour. We hand out Hershey's Kiss, very large Hershey's Kiss Award from Basil's cousin, who's a lion, from Basil's cousin's cat pan, okay, or from the Velt, or from somewhere, and so we're going to hand it out. Okay, hand it out. Okay, we don't have a recipient yet. We're trying to come up with some people that are appropriate for the award, but we haven't come up with any yet. But we'll get in there. So Basil says, also said, we need to try to make one more reach out. One more reach out to our old friends at and the letter apparently fell off or got dampened and dropped off. P.A.N.W. root beer. It's we were going with the tagline all along that how do we know that P.A.N.W. root beer is Basil's root beer of choice? Well, you do the same thing that you do with the Hershey's Kiss. Hershey's Kiss, the Basil's favorite candy. How do you know? How do you know it's his favorite? How do you know P.A.N.W. root beer are his favorites? Look in the cat pan. They're next to each other in the cat pan. So, one more reach out to our friends at who owns this thing now? It's owned by P.A.N.W. root beer is the... Well, it's going to be Coke and Pepsi. Probably. Coke or Pepsi, one or the other. No. Dr. Pepper, 7-Up Incorporated. 5301 Legacy Drive, Plano, Texas, 75024. And trademark is 2011 A&W Concentrate Company. So I think that's about it. I think we're just about done of our show. So then Basil BuddhaCat presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, administrator, co-host, translator, while the cat human translator is missing, and I'm also his gopher, and not like the furry animal. I'm the guy that Basil says. Says, go for that. See you back in a few minutes with hour number 28 of the Basil-Athon. Thanks for watching so far. We're tired. You should be too. But we're here and you should be too. Boys up in the hammock, Bill Murray, Stephen Colbert, and Drew Carey, also known as LFFF. Blessed Sunday morning.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.